Hello, hi, our dear students. Welcome to Cavendish University, Uganda. I'm going to take you through Cavendish University Learning Platform, one of the most modern learning platforms in Uganda and Africa at large. I know that COVID has affected us in so many areas, and learning has not been an exception. Cavendish University has also come on board to put in a lot of innovations through the Cavendish University Learning Platform to ensure that your learning never stops. And we are very proud that through this COVID season, learning at Cavendish University has never stopped. The Cavendish University Learning Platform, first of all, the requirement is that you must have cleared your tuition, you've been cleared by finance, you've been registered by the enrollment office, and therefore, you're given what we call the Cavendish University email and password for that matter. We have two ways you could be able to access the platform. One could be through your mobile phone, and we have an app, the Cavendish University Learning Platform app, which you can install onto your phone. But number two would be any gadget that gives you access to internet. And we have our URL for accessing the platform, which is https://app.claned.com. That will certainly take you to the login screen where you are able to input your email and password. So when you get onto your platform, you will get iconic images that represents the modules that are on offer. First, confirm that the modules on that platform represent the modules that you are supposed to take. Now, when you double click onto your module icon, for example, you may have BIT 110, which represents Introduction to Computer. Double click onto that module. It is going to give you option for overview, content, and many other details. Your major interest should be on clicking on content. Now, when you click on content, it will give you a wide collection of modules under that. Of course, the different representation. Number one would be your course file, or what we call the resource file on our platform. The resource file has the following. It has a brief description of your PowerPoint notes for that module. They're usually only 5 per week. And then we have also a reference textbook, for your course, which is supposed to be used for further research. So don't only stop at the PowerPoint notes. You can be able to dive into the textbook to have detailed research. We also have what we call the MOOC, the multiple open content, which is an additional online resource file for purpose of benchmarking. In today's world, we talk about continuous learning, and therefore we don't think that you only depend on the lecturer to know what is going on around the world. So the MOOC has a link that gives the student an advantage of looking at alternative sources of materials for purpose of comparing with what you're learning. So make sure you go through the MOOC. You'll be able to find many other videos, materials online related to what you're studying. You will also be able to get alternative online resources. We have access to online libraries, and depending on which course you're offering, we also encourage you to be able to look at those online libraries, look at additional online resources, journals, name them, online textbooks. We have libraries where you'll be able to access alternative textbooks, online materials for purpose of your course. Now, after the resource file, this is where you have the materials that you require for your study. Now, in week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, going in that order up to the very last week, we have organized materials for learning for each week. One, you will get an icon for overview, which gives you a brief summary of what you're supposed to cover in that particular week. You will then get another file, a video. We have one video per week That video is also related to the topic that is to be covered in that particular week. Then we have two other files, two files for assessment. One is for multiple choice questions, because we are trying to gauge your ability of understanding and remembering the content. We have organized multiple choice questions to give you the ability to remember, just in brief, what you have read, what we call an essay question. They're a little bit longer, but those ones allow you to also make deeper references into material and see to what extent you have actually understood the content in that particular week. Now, our learning mode will involve interaction activities that a student, minimum number of activities that a student is supposed to take for learning to have taken place. Number one, we'll be expecting that you have read the PowerPoint. Number two, we would have expected you to access the online content. Number three, we would expect you to have read through textbooks, and we have clearly highlighted which pages of the book you are supposed to read. Now, after doing that, our mode of evaluation is mode of assessment. Number one is through the multiple choice questions, but number two is through the essay question. Now, we also have means the lecturers have put in place, which we encourage you to indulge in. Number one is interaction on the chat boards. On the chat boards, we allow you to sync asynchronously. Asynchronously means that you can be able to post questions, you can be able to make submissions of certain additional assignments that the lecturer might want out of you, besides the multiple choice questions and the essay questions. So it's also very important every week to deal with the assignments, additional assignment that the lecturer gives you, to be able to gauge some additional knowledge that the lecturer might be trying to find out. So go into the chat room, make your research, post your answers there. The lecturer will come at appropriate time after the students have made the submissions. The lecturer will check all the submissions by students to be able to appreciate whether you have understood the concept. Then the lecturer will start responding one by one to the submissions that you have made. Despite the presence of content that is available to you whenever you need it, we also have live lectures, what we call synchronous learning. In the synchronous learning, we've gone ahead to fuse, to be able to combine our Cavendish University Learning Platform with the Google Meet. Now, every other week or every day, you will always find a Google Meet link which is put onto your account. And then if you click on that Google Meet on your platform, you'll be able to join and attend live lectures. Now, the lecturers are always available to take you through those live sessions, because we appreciate that you may be having certain challenges to read the content on your own. So we have those live classes where the lecturer is able to teach. And then we also have hours, the contact hours, which, or what we call the virtual hours, which the lecturer is supposed to attend to students' questions. So it's more or less a question-answer session where you'll be able to ask your lecturers in case you have encountered any problem with your content. And that actually means that you should have the discipline to know yourself that this is what I did not understand. So it may not be a question of you coming to class to ask if you have actually not been able to interact with your content. It has the ability to tell us, actually it can be able to tell us when and for how long you have logged onto the platform. It will tell us which material and content you have accessed. It will tell us when you accessed that content. We even have an option for you to be able to give your opinion in terms of whether the work was easier or it was harder. So therefore, we don't now have these scenarios where you'll say you came through Cavendish University and you passed through the window without studying, because all those statistics are embedded into our platform. As from the beginning, I told you that we have recorded classes. It means that if, for example, you are late in a jam, you still have a chance to access your modules. We have also an option of attending your classes. If at all you woke up and you did not have internet, we're aware those are challenges. You have an option of still attending to your classes if you woke up and there is no power. So gone are the days where you'll say that, you know, we're in Africa and we are faced with a lot of challenges, no electricity, no bundles, I am late. If you're working and you know that you will not be able to attend class, you can go to work and you can be able to still come on board and attend your class. And because we have an artificially intelligent system, what the lecturer needs is to make sure to come and check whether a student X actually managed to log onto the platform, he was able to listen to the content, he was able to do the relevant assignments, and that should not be a problem for you to continue with your classes. And I'm happy to say that today, so many of the adults who wanted to improve their education to higher levels have now enrolled at Cavendish, and they can still continue with their studies uninterrupted. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you and I wish you nice study. In case of any queries, you will get in touch with the distance learning department to be able to guide you further. I thank you.